my understanding is that there's three pillars of radical product thinking. I was wondering if you could just kind of boil those down for us. What are those three pillars?
So the first pillar is that your product is your constantly improving mechanism for creating the change you envision in the world. It's a fundamentally new definition of product, right? Because we've always thought about product as hardware, software, a thing basically, and we've thought about this thing as the end goal in itself. But really, the first thing is we need to rethink our product altogether, where our product is not the end goal, it's our mechanism for creating change. And when we start thinking about product in this way, anything becomes a product. We're all product managers in this world, right? So for example, whether you're a freelance designer, you're a researcher, you're working in a high-tech company, you're creating a government policy, all of these are roles in which you're creating change, so you have to envision change, and you're building a product to create that change. So that's the first pillar. The second is, if your product is a mechanism for creating change, then before you start building your product, you have to have a clear vision for what's the change you want to bring. Because your product is going to be meaningless unless you've first thought about what is that change, and then you can build your product. And the third pillar is that you can engineer that change very systematically. It's not just about trying things and seeing what sticks. It's really about envisioning that change and very systematically translating that into reality. And all of these product diseases that I just mentioned earlier, those are diseases that creep in whenever there's a break in the chain from translating your vision into strategy, into priorities and execution. Whenever you have a break, that's where these product diseases crop up. And so we can engineer the change we want very systematically and avoid product diseases by taking this approach.
Great. Yeah, I think those three pillars really resonate with me personally, and I know a lot of our listeners are going to find value in hearing you break it down that way.